All right, guys, so the other day, my friend Grand Theft Auto Online News on Twitter actually sent me a DM, and he said something along the lines of like, dude, I feel so old. And he sent me a link to this video, and I clicked on it, and it was the Grand Theft Auto Online official gameplay video. And Rockstar had uploaded that on their YouTube channel on August 15th, 2013. And a few days ago, it was the anniversary, and I said, dang, that is so cool. It also made me realize how old I am and how young I was when that came out. I think I was either 18 or 19 when that happened. So it was a long time ago. I'm sure you guys were really young as well, and it might even give you some nice nostalgia. And I saw even a couple users on the Grand Theft Auto Online subreddit, Mr. Minico. He was actually talking about the GTA Online first gameplay trailer and the thoughts that he had. And I thought it would be cool to take a look at it and just like see some of the changes of how Grand Theft Auto Online looks now and how it was supposed to look back then from what Rockstar showed off. My good friend Austin, the Saints fan, also did a video similar to this. Mine's going to be in a little bit of a different style. And I wanted to get to this on the day it came out, like on the 3-year anniversary. But I've been really busy with streaming lately, as you guys have been noticing. And hopefully have been enjoying as well. I love streaming, been having a lot of fun, but I'm also trying to keep up these videos. So in case you haven't seen the video, I'll leave a link to it in the description. This is definitely going to make more sense if you watch this video first, or at least have seen this video so you know what I'm talking about. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to stop in areas and kind of talk about it. It should be really fun, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started.
With Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar Games is looking to bring the heart of the Grand Theft Auto experience to a living online world with multiple players. Just what you choose to do in that world is up to you.
Okay, so that first thing I noticed right there after that opening scene, like, does anyone use that sort of teamwork with like the buzzard and the motorcycle going through the blockade? I've like never seen that happen. I mean, we've got the two guys on the bikes and, you know, the guy in the blue supercar driving right behind them, and the guy in the buzzard like perfectly plans that out. There's a lot of things in this video that I'm going to point out where I've never seen such scripted teamwork work so perfectly in online. And I thought that was just a really funny example of it working beautifully. And it was perfectly choreographed for the trailer.
The game combines a persistent and continually expanding world, full of personalities.
Welcome to paradise. Oh, that was awkward.
Okay, so they mentioned ever-expanding and updating world. I'm not sure if they're talking about the updates that Rockstar provided, or if they were talking about the fact that Grand Theft Auto Online was supposed to be dynamic. I know when I first got the game, I noticed the construction building, you know, the one that's like right next to the Maze Bank building, and I thought to myself, I wonder if throughout the progression of this game, this building will be complete. Now, I'm sure that's not what they meant. I'm sure that it would be changing in other ways. And they also mentioned the characters that you'll meet. I thought it was really cool that we were able to see a lot of the single player characters, as well as some new ones as well, like Gerald, and then eventually down the road, guys like Agent 14 that eventually helped us out with Heist. So I thought that that was really cool, and I loved the interactions that you were just so familiar with in single player.
With a wide array of redesigned mechanics,
Okay, so the scene that just took place right there, I've never seen that happen in free mode. If you guys go back to that, you'll see on the minimap there's like, 9 people just having a very organized gunfight. It never gets to that point. At least I've rarely seen that. And you could tell it's free mode based off of the Los Santos custom shop icons in the bottom left-hand corner on the minimap. So I just thought that was super interesting. The fact that for this trailer, they set up some amazing choreographed and scripted moments that I've just like never seen actually happen in a Grand Theft Auto Online free mode session. I thought it was so cool.
and a huge range of both structured and unstructured activities for you to do. After you fly into Los Santos, you're introduced to the world and its many opportunities for earning and spending money.
You need to better representate yourself. You know what I'm talking about?
So after Lamar said that, what that immediately reminded me of was doing like contact missions. So within like the first month or two of Grand Theft Auto Online, really before there was any DLC, one of the most interesting things you could do in game was do the contact missions. Number one, because they were brand new and they were lots of fun. But number two, they were honestly the best ways to make a ton of money. So I thought that was really interesting. Just that cutscene with Lamar right there reminded me how simple of a time it used to be when you were just so concerned with getting Rooftop Rumble over and over again so that you could grind out money in RP. So I thought that was really neat as well.
Having fun and getting into trouble. You can run around on your own, making friends and enemies.
Okay, now one thing I noticed about this scene is the cheetah that's on the side of the road. If I recall, the cheetah is a supercar, and I don't think you could just casually break into those on the side of the road and grab them, at least not from what I've seen. So I don't know. I don't see cheetahs spawning in the world. Maybe you guys have as well. Maybe there was a time where Rockstar was ultimately going to introduce rare supercars that spawned in the game, and maybe you'd be able to steal them and take them. But at least recently, or for a long time, I've never really seen stuff like that.
Or band together and form a crew. Then tackle a heist, rob a liquor store, or compete in classic online modes.
Okay, so what they just explained was the very first reference of heist missions. Now, this one that they were going over in game, the only information we get is to go behind the teller's line. So I'm assuming we're going to rob this bank. And for those of you guys who don't remember, considering this is a long, long time ago, Rockstar promised that heists were going to be a thing in Grand Theft Auto Online from day one. When the game came out and when online came out, heists were nowhere to be found. And Rockstar really didn't have an explanation because it was found in this trailer. They had touched on it on articles and Newswire that heists were coming. It's going to be so cool to do with your friends. And then it wasn't there. So this was kind of like the first, visual mention of heist, and it actually looked pretty cool, but it's also so interesting to compare what the heists were going to be like in 2013 and what they were when they came out in 2015. They are so much different from what it looks like. This looks like it's just a one-off kind of bank robbery thing, but I think the heists we got, finalized in the game are, in my opinion, so much better than at least the ones that Rockstar ended up going with in 2013. So even though it was a little bit of a wait and we didn't get them till 2015, I think it was worth the wait, and it was a long time coming for sure, but I know that they were a huge upgrade, at least from what they look like.
Or do much more besides. Complete any job, and you'll make money and earn reputation.
Okay, now one thing I've kind of noticed out of all this is in this trailer, they make everything seem so fluid. And that's probably the biggest Achilles heel when it comes to Grand Theft Auto Online, is the fact that getting into all these activities really do take a long time. Whether you're playing golf or whether you're doing a TDM or a race or a mission, it's not as obviously instantaneous as they make it seem in this trailer. Now, I know trailers are supposed to be perfect and really precise and show off all the action, but it does really seem that they wanted to make it seem like this could happen boom, 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 really fast. But it does take a long time in order to get things done in Grand Theft Auto Online, just because of the way the servers are getting stuck in the cloud simulator, loading from online lobby to online lobby, trying to get with your friends, getting disconnected, etc., etc. So obviously, I know that's not something they're going to mention in their trailer, but it is pretty funny that everything seems like it's happening so instantaneous, when in reality, if you want to do that, there is going to be a good bit of downtime that has to occur in order to get this stuff done.
Then you can spend petty cash customizing your character, their outfit, weapon of choice, or favorite vehicle.
Now, when I saw these prices right here, I was like, dang, why can't everything in the game be this cheap? I mean, look at these guys' shirts, $45. I mean, do you remember when shirts were that cheap? I mean, God, some of the content we've seen recently, like t-shirts are like $10,000, jackets are like $80,000. I mean, there are some expensive clothing items that have been added into the game, and this guy's got a regular jersey for $45. I mean, what a steal. I mean, you cannot find deals like that. Even his haircut stuff that he was getting was relatively cheap. So again, Rockstar, we need to go back to some cheaper items in game, man, because I remember back in the good old days when things weren't like $20,000 for, a t-shirt. I say we might want to try and go back to that. Those were the days.
As you make some real money, maybe you can buy an apartment so friends can stop by and hang out.
Okay, when I saw this gave me a huge throwback, just because this is the old style of apartment. There's been kind of several upgrades in Grand Theft Auto Online in terms of where we could live. These were the original apartments. Then we kind of got the upgraded ones with a new interior. Then we got the houses. Then we got the stilt homes and the penthouses and obviously the yachts. And that's kind of where we are right now. And obviously the CEO offices came more recently. So it's just crazy to see the upgrades in living quarters that we've received over the years. But in reality, there hasn't been a ton that's changed over the years. I mean, the apartment locations have been the same. Really, the only new additions are the yachts, offices, and the stilt apartments. And it's also crazy. Look how many people are in this guy's apartment. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, when do you ever have that many people over in your apartment? Well, I can recall to many live streams I've done where we've packed 30 people in apartments and CEO offices and had a ton of fun. So it does happen. You just have to be in the right scenario and maybe the right time of year too. I can see like Christmas parties and stuff, having lots of fun in your apartments.
Or buy a garage, fill it with custom vehicles, and then take them racing by land, air, and sea.
Okay, it's funny that they mentioned air and sea races because now, especially after the Cunning Stunts DLC comes out, unless you have a group of friends that want to do an air race or a sea race, it is near impossible to get anyone to just join a random air race or a sea race. And at a minimum or at a maximum, I might say, you might have like one person that's just curious what the heck you're doing in an air or a sea race to go do it with you. So unless it's a daily objective or something along those lines, I never see populated air and sea races anymore, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because they're not exciting. Obviously, with the addition of Cunning Stunts, there's a huge focus on the new stunt land races, and it seems as if those other race modes have just been left behind.
Or simply cruise around showing off. Everything you do helps you progress through the world, introducing you to new characters.
Now keep your mouth shut about me, you hear?
Okay, so once again, they mentioned new characters right there. Was the only new character at the time Gerald? Because all the other characters you'd already met in the game, like Simeon, Martin Madrazo, Trevor, Ron. I mean, all those characters in the game. The only really new one outside of that is, I guess, Benny, if you want to call it, Agent 14 from the heist, and I guess Gerald. So again, I'm not sure like what other new characters they were talking about. Maybe new for your Grand Theft Auto Online character, but certainly not new as far as meeting brand new ones if you played the single player at all. But I'm guessing that's what they were talking about. Brand new for your Grand Theft Auto Online guy or girl.
New missions, rewards, and almost limitless opportunities.
Now, this is also a throwback right here just because this is the old Elitist Travel website. I mean, Rockstar have updated the in-game websites for a while now. So whenever I see something like this, it's always a huge throwback because if you go to Elitist Travel right now, it's going to look so much different than what you see in this trailer right here. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Rockstar will be constantly developing more content for you to enjoy.
Okay, that statement right there, Rockstar will constantly be adding new content, developing new things for you to enjoy. Yeah, they are. I mean, oh my God, I can't tell you how many updates we've gotten into the game. It is a ton. I think by now it's like 15, 16, or 17. I think it's something like 90 new vehicles. It's just been a crazy amount of new content in the game. I mean, you can find faults in things that Rockstar have done with Grand Theft Auto Online. It's certainly not been perfect, but one thing you can't find a blemish on is them adding free content into the game. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to find another game developer that even comes close to adding this amount of free content in the game. And that in and of itself certainly has to be applauded because there's really just there's nothing you can say about that. They're adding free content into the game. Yes, you can make the argument about shark cards and how expensive the items have gotten recently, but at the end of the day, it's free. And if you play the game and you earn money, they aren't asking for a single cent that you make. So I think that's pretty cool.
But you'll also be able to design your own races and death matches using the content creator.
Okay, now I think this is an extremely overlooked feature when it first came out. I remember when the content creator was added into the game and when they increased it and advanced it and made it better for stuff like capture and last team standing. I mean, where would Grand Theft Auto Online be right now without custom stunt races, without regular races, without snipers versus stunters last team standings. I mean, the community has created some amazing things. So adding the content creator in the game was like an A+ home run idea by Rockstar.
Then you can share them with friends and the world. Or try ones other people have made. Grand Theft Auto Online brings the freedom of the Grand Theft Auto experience to multiple players in a dynamic, shared world.
Okay, so one thing before we really wrap up here, I saw the money truck and I was like, man, dude, I miss those money trucks. Like, they don't spawn anymore in Grand Theft Auto Online. The money trucks, like, aren't there. The random free mode events aren't there. I remember when those things would spawn in, 2013 and 2014 Grand Theft Auto Online lobbies, it would be a mad dash to see who could get there first. And a lot of the times it would only give you like $15,000, $20,000. But back in the day, that was a lot of money. I mean, like, that's like a portion of a car right there. It might even be a full car. So I think it was really crazy. I don't know why Rockstar ended up, removing those features from the game, because I thought it was really, really cool and added just that nice dynamic kind of, realistic feel to online lobbies. So now what I want to do is kind of give you my final verdict on how I think it's changed from 2013, what we experience now in 2016, and some of the changes that I've also noticed as well. So definitely some of the changes that I see from that 2013 trailer is you never really see these team-centric engagements that Rockstar showed off. Like, for example, like the skydiving, like the jumping off Mount Chiliad, or, going up Mount Chiliad on dirt bikes. Unless you're like in a crew session doing that, or unless you're doing that with a group of friends, I rarely just see random individuals getting together and doing these team activities. So I think that was cool and that was awesomely choreographed for the trailer, but rarely do I ever see that in online. Another thing I miss is, like I said, how it doesn't seem as if Grand Theft Auto Online is as free mode as I thought, because a lot of the things you have to do are stuck in lobbies. So in order to do one thing, you have to go to another lobby. If you want to go back to free mode, back into another lobby. So it isn't as seamless as I thought. And I also wish that the small and simple things from single player were also available in online. So like random encounters, kind of like what I was mentioning with the money trucks. Animals, that's obviously a big issue. Cops kind of interacting with you, pedestrians, gangs in the online world. It just seems as if online is a little stiff compared to the ultra dynamic single player. And I'm not sure what really the limitations are. I understand the animals because I think that's kind of hard to load into the game, but there's just some things that I wish they would have been able to put into online. However, bottom line, and I think this is the most important point here, is I think Rockstar did everything they promised for GTA Online and a whole lot more. I really do think they have gone above and beyond in providing content for this online game mode that originally I don't even think they thought was going to be that big of a deal. And it obviously turned out to be one of the biggest games of all time. So at the end of the day, are there some massive changes from what Grand Theft Auto Online was in 2013? And based on this trailer and what we know now through all the different updates, yes. Do I think it's a better Grand Theft Auto Online? In some ways, yes. And in some ways, no. I kind of like some of the older aspects. But overall, I think it's been a growing process, a process that's had more ups than downs. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this online trailer, some of the changes that have been made since, and what do you think of GTA Online from 2013 all the way to 2016? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.